She turned down my proposal twice, so I walked away. 2 years later, I walked in with someone that left her completely speechless. First time I asked Emma to marry me was at her favorite Italian place downtown. I had the ring in my jacket pocket, palms sweating like crazy. She laughed nervously and said she wasn't ready yet, that we should wait a bit longer. Fair enough, I thought. We'd only been together 3 years. Second time was a year later on her birthday. I planned this whole thing at the beach where we had our first date. Got down on one knee in the sand, pulled out the same ring. She looked uncomfortable and said maybe marriage wasn't for her right now, that she needed to focus on her career at the marketing firm. I watched her face and realized she was looking for a way out. She kept the relationship going though, like she was comfortable but not committed. I gave it 2 more months of her being distant and weird before I finally said I was done. She seemed almost relieved when I packed my stuff from her apartment. Didn't even try to stop me. Just stood there holding her coffee mug with both hands like nothing major was happening. I moved back to my hometown 3 hours away and started working at my uncle's construction company. The pay was actually better, and I didn't have to wear stupid business casual clothes every day. Started hitting the gym regularly because I had nothing else to do with my evenings. Lost 30 pounds, grew my hair out a bit, actually started feeling good about myself for the first time in forever. That's when I met Becca at a hardware store of all places. She was trying to figure out which drill bit to buy for her bookshelf project and looked completely lost. I helped her out. We talked for like 20 minutes about random stuff, and she wrote her number on my receipt with a Sharpie. We went on our first date that weekend to a taco truck and just walked around the park talking until midnight. Becca was different. She didn't play games or act weird about feelings. When I told her I loved her 4 months in, she said it back immediately without any drama. When I mentioned marriage casually one night, she said she definitely wanted that someday with the right person and looked right at me when she said it. No weird avoidance, no changing the subject. Fast forward 2 years from my breakup with Emma. I'm back in the city for my buddy Kevin's wedding. Becca came with me as my date, wearing this dark blue dress that made her look absolutely incredible. We walked into the reception venue, and I immediately spotted Emma across the room. She was a bridesmaid, apparently, standing near the gift table in an ugly yellow dress. Our eyes met and her face went completely white. She was staring at Becca like she'd seen a ghost, then back at me, then at Becca again. I looked different. I knew that. More muscle, better haircut, actually smiling for once. But it was more than that. Emma could see how Becca was holding my hand naturally, how we were laughing together, how easy everything looked. During dinner, Emma kept glancing over at our table. Becca noticed and whispered, "Is that your ex?" I nodded. She squeezed my hand under the table and said, "Her loss, babe." After the speeches, Emma actually walked up to us at the bar. She looked nervous, playing with her hair. "Hey, you look really good. How have you been?" I introduced her to Becca politely. Emma's smile was so fake it almost hurt to watch. She asked what I was doing now, clearly fishing for information. When I mentioned the construction company and that we just bought a house together, Emma's face did this weird thing where she tried to look happy but just looked sick instead. Then Becca excused herself to the bathroom and Emma immediately moved closer. "I've been thinking about us lately. I made a mistake, you know. I wasn't ready then, but I am now. Maybe we could grab coffee sometime and talk?" I just stared at her for a second, then laughed. Actually laughed. "Emma, I asked you twice to marry me and you acted like I was asking you to jump off a bridge. I'm with someone now who actually wants the same things I want. We're good." Her face turned red. "She's not even that pretty. You're really going to marry some random girl you barely know? We've been together almost 2 years and yeah, I'm proposing next month actually. Already have the ring and everything." I watched her process that. "And she's going to say yes because we actually communicate like adults." Emma walked away without another word. Becca came back a minute later and immediately asked if I was okay. I pulled her close and kissed her right there in front of everyone, including Emma, who was watching from across the room.